here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is about a very touchy subject, a subject that relates to me as a woman and other women. My YouTube is not just about the glam lifestyle or my YouTube is also about real basic issues of motherhood. So today's topic, or what this video will be about, is things that could happen to your body or how your body changes when you have a baby. Social media is a mirage. Like, people only put your best foot forward and what you want and what they want you to see. But with motherhood, there isn't so much you can hide, There isn't so much you can hide, especially when other women can relate with your struggles as well. So let's get going. 20 things that could happen to your body after you have a child. The first thing on my list is the famous one, postpartum depression. It's famous, yes, but it's not so famous in Nigeria because of the stigmatization culture where everybody feels like, oh, you should be happy. Do you know how many people are looking for this child that you have? You have a baby and then yet you're acting like the world is falling on your shoulders. Actually, the world is actually falling on your shoulders. You have a child, you were this size 8 person, and all of a sudden you have a child and you're size 12. You look in the mirror, your stomach is sagging, your skin is a mess. You probably have a catheter hanging, or episiotomy stitches, or laceration stitches, and you're like, nobody told me having a child was like this, especially when you're wearing that your hospital disposable pants is something nothing on earth prepares you for. Nothing prepares you for it. And then you're just there like, how did I lose myself trying to bring someone else into the world? And then you're losing sleep. You're worried, oh, my baby is not eating, he's not sucking well, he's not accepting formula, or he's throwing up the formula, or she's throwing up the food, baby's getting rash, diaper rash, or newborn rash, my baby is not, it's running temperature. It's so many things happening at once. And the worst part is everybody expects you to be a superhero, Oh, your baby's crying, carry your baby. Oh, he's hungry, feed him now. Give him breast, give him breast, give him breast. No one is asking you, how are you? Or very few times are people asking that question. So a lot of women become depressed after having a child for so many reasons. They become angry, they become bitter, they become sad. And really, it's not their fault. And you shouldn't feel guilty if you feel that way. It's not like you don't love your child. It's just what you're going through at that time. So postpartum depression is one of those things that could happen to you after you have a baby. It is real. You should be supportive of women who have just had children, especially if it's their first child. The second thing that could happen to you after you have a child, this one I can relate very well because it happened to me, is hormonal acne. Like, I'm wearing makeup, but if you look through, you would see. It's crazy. Before I had a child, this is what my skin looked like. When I got pregnant for my first child, this is what my skin looked like. My second child, this is what my skin looked like. And, the thing about hormonal acne is childbirth can make your acne worse or better. Like, the worst part is with my last pregnancy, I didn't have hormonal acne. Only for me to have a child, and then after the baby was born, I started getting this funny rash on my face. It was crazy. So hormonal acne is a real thing. It could happen to you after you have a baby, just like it happened to me. You use all the over-the-counter products, but the thing is, the problem with hormonal acne is your choices are limited. The choices of the things you can use are limited because the dermatologist is asking you, oh, are you breastfeeding? Some of these things can pass through your breast milk, Some of them, can pass through the placenta to the baby. So they wouldn't want to give you something that could hurt your baby. But there are a whole lot of products that work. But then, what products can match up your hormones? You can only just apply products that would reduce the acne, but not totally clear it out. It's not easy. Trust me. Some people just have good skin, while some people just don't. So if you have hormonal acne after having a child, don't feel bad. Just work on it when you stop breastfeeding. Number 3 thing that could happen to you after you have a child, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Boobs. Bigger boobs, shrinking boobs, sagging boobs. Listen to the cycle, guys. Bigger boobs, shrinking boobs, sagging boobs, bigger boobs. Come. Just had a baby, you're breastfeeding, everything is round, looking yummy. And then you start breastfeeding. It still gets round, you're feeling like you went from an A cup to a C cup, you're feeling super cool. And then you stop breastfeeding, the pain that comes with it, and all of a sudden your boobs start to shrink. You're like, okay, what happened to the size C that I had before? So what usually happens is, if you had like a C cup, you will reverse to like an A cup when you're done. That's just the worst part. And shrinking after breastfeeding happens because when you start, all your fatty tissues are replaced by functional tissues, like the ones that produce breast milk and stuff. So once you stop, those functional tissues, they experience atrophy or it shrinks to give you back that shrunken look. It's not fun, guys. So but the sagging is not caused by breastfeeding. It actually happens when you go through series of weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, smoking, a whole lot of other things cause that. So unlike popular myth that says that it's breastfeeding that causes it, that's not what actually causes it. But the brighter side of breastfeeding is that it lowers your risk of breast cancer. So for every 12 months that a woman breastfeeds her baby, it reduces her chance of getting breast cancer by 4%. So at least look at the brighter sides, Number 4 thing that can happen to you after childbirth is diastasis recti. A lot of women are not aware of diastasis recti. Diastasis recti is when the abdominal muscle separates and gives you what is called like the mommy pouch. There are a lot of women that lose weight and still have a mommy pouch. It's due to diastasis recti. But yes, you could get a mommy pouch after having a baby. I'll talk more about diastasis recti in my body back series, which I'll be doing for you guys in the future. So number 5 thing that could happen to you after you have a baby has to do with your JJ. Guys, to be honest, it will never ever be the same again. Better or worse, like no one really knows, but trust me, if you had like a 10 centimeter head passing through there, it'll probably never be the same again. It might be wider depending on a lot of factors like size, race, and another thing that could happen is dryness. A lot of women don't talk about these things, but these are things that happen. These are things that women talk about within themselves. And if videos like this are not put out, you think that you're the only one going through it. Other people are going through it too. Number 6 thing that could happen to you after you have a baby is tooth decay. I'm sure you're wondering how. A lot of women must have noticed like tooth decay or wearing off of their enamel and bad breath. Bad breath during pregnancy because of the acids that come from morning sickness. A lot of women get bad breath. Sorry, it's the truth. Tooth decay usually happens because most of the calcium that you make during pregnancy goes to your baby. That's why they ask you, that's one of the reasons why you're asked to take supplements. You know, your baby needs all those calcium, all that calcium to make his bones, to make his, in fact, to be formed. It needs part of your calcium to be formed. So some women get tooth decay after childbirth, and all the acid from morning sickness can wear off your enema. Another thing that could happen after you have a baby is your appetite will increase. You'll be eating like a horse under the guise of, oh, I'm breastfeeding, that's why I'm eating so much. No, auntie, you're a glutton. I'm sorry, you're not glutton. But it happens, you know, you'll just be eating food. You'll be eating so much. You'll be like, why am I always hungry? You'll be eating. It happens. It's that child you're feeding. It's not easy. Your body just keeps telling you, oh, eat more, eat more. And sometimes it comes with the anxiety of, oh, I need to give my baby all the nutrients he needs or she needs. So you are eating so much, more than your body even needs. And then, of course, that's how it happens. Number 8 thing that could happen when you have a baby, this is a very sensitive topic, is incontinence. Urinary incontinence. By urinary incontinence, I mean when you lose the ability to hold your pee or to regulate or control your urine, like with your bladder. During childbirth, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, like the stretching of your muscles, of your pelvic muscles during delivery can actually cause urinary incontinence, and it could cause like a temporary loss of bowel control. You could sneeze and pee, like just hashoo, and pee comes out. I had a friend who was just jumping, like, you know, on a trampoline, and the next thing she saw herself wet, like wet with pee. You could be skipping and pee. That's actually called urinary incontinence. So you should get help and do a lot of exercises to build your pelvic muscles, because it's a serious issue and it can be embarrassing, especially if you don't know, and if you're a first-time mom, you could feel really embarrassed about it. Do a couple of videos in my body back series to show you exercises that I did to build my pelvic muscles and close my diastasis recti. The 9th thing that could happen to you after you have a baby is your hair. Childbirth. Most women, when they're pregnant, they gain a lot of hair, get like large hair. It happens to me too. Then ding dong, when it gets to 6 months, 5 months, all that hair that you gained, that was making you feel like Rapunzel, will start to shed. You start to lose all that hair. That shedding usually goes on until about 12 to 18 months. It's crazy. For some people, it can be less. These things that I'm talking about actually don't happen to everybody. But these are things based on research, based on what other women have said, and based on my own experiences that I'm sharing with you that have happened to women after childbirth. So hair loss is a thing that happens after you have a baby. The number 10 thing that could happen to you after you have a baby is forgetfulness. I'm sure you must have noticed as a mom, you forget stuff, like especially when it's your first time. You're like, how did I forget? My darling, it's called the mommy brain. The mommy brain. I'm sure you're going through this mommy brain thing, and everyone around you thinks you're crazy, but you're not crazy, my darling. Pregnancy and childbirth makes you forgetful. Though more research is determined to prove the exact cause, but no one knows if it might be due to hormonal changes or lifestyle changes. If it might be due to the fact that you have a disrupted sleep pattern that affects your performance, because actually when you don't sleep, your performance would decline, you know, during the day. And this forgetfulness usually happens with all familiar tasks, like you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the supermarket to buy bread, dishwashing liquid, and let's say some pair of slippers, and then you get to the supermarket, you're like, what did I say I want to buy again? And that's it. Or you're like, I'll call you back, and you forget. So the good part about this is, apparently the mommy brain, according to research, a research done by Dr. Phil Young Kim, who is a professor at the University of Denver, he said that the mommy brain actually means that your brain increases after childbirth. It was specifically to support your new role as a mother, especially the midbrain, which develops the maternal instinct. So if you have a mommy brain, it just means that your brain is prioritizing your children at that time over other tasks, which is what they call the maternal instinct, really. So don't feel bad about it. Just learn to, I had to learn to keep a journal where I put all the stuff I need to do. I put my schedule on the calendar. That way I don't forget, but still I still get affected by the mommy brain. The brain just prioritizes your children over every other thing most times. Most times, that's what your maternal instincts make you do. For instance, you could be like, let's say, doing dishes and you hear your baby crying. That's it. You leave the tap open. You run upstairs to attend to your baby. And that's what happens. You know, that's it for the day. You forget that you're actually doing dishes. So it doesn't mean you're dumb. It just means your brain most times prioritizes your children over other things or other tasks that you need to perform. Another positive way to look at it is that this same research also found that your prefrontal cortex region of your brain, which is primarily for making like decision, increases. This means that you get better learning and decision making skills, you know. That's why mommies always have the best answers. And this happens like between the first 2 to 3 months of motherhood. So your decision making, your learning and feeling regulation in that first 2 to 3 months happens when your prefrontal cortex increases. So it's not such a bad thing happening in your brain. But the forgetfulness, trust me, it's not just you. All of us forget. So stay tuned to watch the second part of these 20 things that could happen to your body after childbirth video. I know you're enjoying it. Let your other friends know that this is what's happening on this channel. Share this video to other moms you know, to let them know that you appreciate their struggle. And if there's anything I did not mention in this my first half, I'm sure I'll probably mention in the second half. But if I don't, just leave a comment below and share your experience, and let's all learn together. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share this video. Thank you for watching, guys. See you in part 2.